Hi, how you doing? A few people asked me what got me into the sciences, because my current job path is in the sciences, and I thought before I go into this War Thunder video, I'd show you one of the two things which first of all sparked my interest in the sciences, and hopefully you can, maybe pass this on if you're a bit younger, or if you have children. Maybe this may be something that you'd like to show them, just to try and get their noggin jogging as you do. So first of all, I'm going to have to turn off the light. The other one was the gold leaf experiment. If you know what that is, congrats to you. If you don't, please go look it up, because it is really interesting. But anyway, I'm just going to get the light here. There we go. I can still kind of see. And here we go. Now, some of you may have seen these before, but not know what it is. This is a plasma sphere, or at least that's what it's known as. Now, how does it work? So in here, this is a glass container, clear glass, and it has a few noble gases inside. This is a very cheap one, so, you can pick this up if you want to just entertain your kids. It's pretty much the same as a lava lamp, but a hell of a lot safer. It has noble gases in it, and it also has a high voltage electrode in it. You can probably see it in the center here, where the main source of light is coming from, right in the center. Now, because of how it works with the interaction with the noble gases, the plasma filaments, as they're known, they extend from the inner electrode, so from the center, to the outer bit of the glass, which is why you see all of these wonderful little things going on. And it means that it's just interesting to look at. And for a child, that's basically what you want them to do. To get them interested, you need to do something like this. Now, at the Vancouver Science, the Telescience building, or whatever you want to call it, museum, just place where you go and look at science stuff, they have a huge one of these. And it's definitely interesting to see. But the main thing is, at the end of the day, is this is one of the things that got me interested in physics in general. And also people like Tesla, people like Einstein, and, well, so on. And the rest is history. Now, I am qualified in the fields of physics and science and chemistry, and it's been quite fun so far. But yeah, a few people are asking, so there you go. Have fun with it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're back in War Thunder, and it's time for another replay. This is from myself, and it's my first ever battle in the whole reproduction. You may remember a while ago I did my first battle in the Conqueror Mark II and went through it. Well, this is the first one I ever did in the whole reproduction, and let's just say it went pretty well. So first of all, I'd like to say that in this match I was playing with Hillbilly Tom, Muammar Gaddafi, and also renamed Madman, who were on the Discord server. If you want to join, there is a link below for it. But basically, they decided they wanted to go south, and I thought, why not? And the first thing to completely realize about the whole reproduction, this is in its complete stock state without even parts, it is fast. And also on top of this, it has a gun which acts very similar to the long-barreled 88 from what you see from the Germans, meaning if it pens, it's going to annihilate whatever it touches. So what I do, being me, I set up in a position to be able to cover the center of A, because I know something's capping it, and also I've got here pretty quickly, because this vehicle, even though it's massive and has a lot of armor, seems to have engines from the bosoms of Zeus. It means that I can sit here and basically wait for people to come across and shoot them as they go, while, as you can see, my other squad mates have pushed up. So, we can sit here, there is somebody already back there, we're set up in a decent position. I take one shot. For some reason, I think that thing's a Jagdtiger, so I call out a Jagdtiger, start moving backwards, but of course, it's a Panther, so we don't have to worry too much. First shot bounced, second shot is a beautiful lower glacis, and as you can see, if it pens, the explosive mass of this round is just insane. So what happens is it just annihilates what it's basically hitting. So we can sit here and just hold this area. We did see some guys going past. There is also a Tiger 2. Try and hit that low glacis. We do hit the low glacis, but nothing happens. So unfortunately, what we have to do is back off. We have to basically sit and just wait. But luckily, the Tiger 2H does get killed. This thing, the whole reproduction, one of the amazing things about it is the fact that it has a hell of a lot of front armor, has a very good stock round, which is the only round it gets, and has speed behind it. So the only thing it doesn't have, or the two things it doesn't have, is a machine gun of any sort, and also it doesn't have a turret. So even though it does have some of the downsides, at the end of the day, this machine is pretty damn good, at least in a stock sense, since it has a lot of the attributes that you want from a stock vehicle. What you want is a vehicle which has decent penetration and damage behind it, it has some speed behind it, and also has a decent reload. These are the factors that make it, you know, a decent vehicle to grind at least, and so far I've had fun in it. So we know that there's a guy around this corner harassing one of our squad mates, and basically what I'm trying to do is set up in a position so I can go and ram him and make sure he fires. He has fired. We're moving at 30 kilometers an hour, which is ridiculous. We go around the corner, say how's your father, annihilate the T-44 with direct aggression. So we save our squad mate there, and what we're able to do is back off. One of the things that's interesting is the Ho-Ri, if you use manual controls, has an incredible reverse speed and also a forward speed, so that's something to watch out for. While I was playing this as well, my squad mates who have pretty much aced out theirs, or at least have a lot of upgrades on them, basically talks about it being a hidden gem. And after this and a couple other matches I played in it, I think they have a point. It has good enough armor on the front, so generally people don't know where to shoot it because you don't see many of them in game, and it has all of the attributes that make tanks fun in War Thunder. A little bit of armor, good gun, decent speed behind it. So overall, in a squad scenario where you're able to just run over an edge of a map, it is nice to have. On top of it, while it's moving, it actually has quite a stable gun compared to a lot of other machines which don't have stabilizers. Now this is at 7.0, so if you do get up-tiered, hello KV2, how's life? Once again, one-shot the thing because of the HE filler on the round that you fire. But as I said, the stock grind is just made infinitely better by the fact that you get this nice stock round, which, as I said, is incredibly similar to the Tiger 2H88 gun. You get a good APC-BC/APHE round, which I can't remember what it is, has decent penetration behind it, and amazing post-pen effects, which is exactly the same as this whole reproduction. Yes, you are, liable to get killed by aircraft, but if you spawn in it first, you don't really have to worry about that, because generally you'll be able to do really well in the first 5 minutes of the match, and therefore, if you get bombed, you don't feel as bad about it. One of the issues is from a standstill, it doesn't have a great turn, but as you can see demonstrated by the squad mate just there, if you put a little bit of power into it, then what you can do is turn pretty damn well. It doesn't have dual drive, so you will have to push this around, but it's not too hard to do. And then of course you have the Panther, using that non-stabilized, stabilized gun to great effect, and then turn around to face the enemy spawn. This is a machine very much like the Ferdinand in arcade, where you do have to get around it to be able to effectively deal with it. On top of it, it's incredibly hard to one-shot the Ho-Ri just because of the space inside, and also the way the crew is in it. And this basically means that killing it in one shot is, well, very hard to do. So what you have to do is hopefully aim for the breach, hopefully aim for the gunner, and then go from there. Most of the tanks in the game right now have been figured out how to one-shot them from the front. The majority of people have worked out how to deal with every tank, but the whole reproduction sits as one of those which isn't as easy to deal with, especially when the only way to reliably pen it is either Sabo, which is never going to knock out the whole crew, Heat FS, where you're basically hoping for something to ignite, or APHE from a big donk gun. And the issue with that, of course, is sometimes it doesn't pen, and sometimes it doesn't get itself to the ammo to make it explode. So pretty much this match is already over. We're 6 minutes 45 in. The squad in general has done really well, but we do have one last pesky Panther. And one of the most hilarious things so far for me is seeing this thing face Panthers, because Panthers can literally do nothing against it, especially when it's angled. So we see where the guy is. He's in a really nice position, basically holding that area. The only thing he can do to me is black my barrel, but he does miss the shot and realizes he can't pen the pseudo turret of this thing. So what he has to do is move back, and guess what? It's another one shot straight into the shot trap of the Panther. That is pretty much this vehicle done for this for this mission, and we're gonna go into some post game look-sees. So what we have from this machine is Muammar Gaddafi at the top of the scoreboard with 5 kills in his Hori and 1 death. Then there's me with 5 kills and 0 deaths. Then you have renamed Madman, who got 3 kills in his Hori and then died and then got in an aircraft, and then Hillbilly Tom with 2 as well. So if you actually add up our contribution to this match in the Horis, what you end up with is 15 kills to 2 deaths. Actually 15 kills to 3 deaths, with a KD of 5, and myself getting a KD of infinity since I didn't die. Just a ridiculous match to start this thing off with, which makes me very, very optimistic about the future when I actually get modifications on this. But I thought I'd just share it with you, just to show maybe this is a hidden gem that some of you, while looking at the Type 90, the dev blog of it, maybe you want to give this thing a look at while you go through the Japanese tech tree, instead of just missing it and going down the medium tank line, which can be a bit of an issue. But anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.